All right. Hello, everyone. Once again, this is Jeff Scott, formerly of Rankin Technical College, and as part of my YouTube channel, GPS-Jeff Teaches Programming, and in particular, the YouTube playlist Jeff Teaches Programming-Python. I've been going through and trying to teach people, and myself, or including myself, the Python programming language. We started with basically no knowledge base whatsoever, and then we went in and looked at just a couple, the language itself, then the keywords. We looked at structured programming, procedural programming. We got into the 4 basic types of data structures that are used in Python, those being sets, tuples, lists, and dictionaries. All right, from there we went in and actually did some object-oriented programming. After object-oriented programming, we talked about working with files, and now we're into databases. And I'm really been working on this particular thing here, and I want to show it to you. Probably have seen it already. All right, if you've been following along, you've seen it already. All right, but if I run this, right now, if I run this, this is what I'm going to get. All right, it looks really ugly, but it's actually all working. All right, so we come in, we establish our database connection. We successfully create a categories table, a customers table, an employees table, a vendors table, a products table, a product vendors table, an orders table, and an order details table. 8 tables. Then we verify that they are in this database that we call SalesOrders.db. All right, by running a query to make sure that's the case. Then we insert 6 categories into our categories table. And here you can see them as a list, and here you can see them printed out. Then we put in, I don't know, it's like 27, 28, or whatever it is, customers. And again, this is it printed through a fetch all. Here it looks a little nicer because it's printed out via a for loop. Guess there's 27 customers. Next, we added employees. And I think there's like 8 employees, 10 employees, something like that. So here they are printed out with fetch all, and here they are printed out with for loop. What that means is out of the tables that we have, all right, out of the tables that we have basically put in the information for 3 out of the 8 tables. So we've created all 8 tables, and we've inserted into the categories, customers, and employees tables. So now it's time to go to the vendors table. And I've got an insert vendor records right here. Now what I did was I copied over the quote old stuff, unquote. So this was employees, which of course we're not using in here. So we're going to replace this with vendors equal, all right, and let's put in the vendor stuff. I did go on my own. I went back in and cleaned this up. So let's see. What is this one here? I don't think this is vendors. This is order details. There's vendors. So you can see what vendors contains. An ID, a name, a street address, a city, a state, a zip code, a phone number, a fax number, a web page, and an email address. This is similar, not identical, but similar to the stuff we had in the customer and employees table. ID, here we have one name because a vendor, typically a company has one name. So we had that as first name and last name with customer and employee. The address, city, state, and zip are the same that we've had before. Then, rather than breaking up the phone number into area code and phone number, we just have a phone number and a fax number, and either of these, as you can see, can be null, a web page, and an email address. All right, so that's what we had in there. So let me bring this one up. And you can see it says insert into vendors values. All right, so those are the values right there that we're putting in. So the name of the company, the address, the city, the state, the zip code, the phone number, the fax number, the email address right there, and I don't remember what the other one was, sorry. Oh, the web page. That's the web page, and there's the email address. And it looks like I should have hit enter here. There we go. So we've got these vendors, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looks like 10 of them. So I'm going to bring that in like this, and I'm going to copy that into here. So there's our vendors. I'm going to straighten this up a little bit. I want to move these over so they're all tabbed over just one time. All right, because I think it looks a little nicer. And that should be a bracket, not a curly brace. So that should be a bracket as well. Sorry about that. Okay, I think that's all okay. Now, I'm not ready to run it yet, but I want to check this and change it to for each vendor in vendors, and this will become vendor. All right, and this will become vendors. This will be vendors. It'll be a vendors query. All right, so what I have to change is this. This is all wrong. All right, so let's just go right to the end here, and let's remove everything that's in there. All right, I want to keep in the ending paren. All right, so let's put these in, and what we will not need is the ID. All right, so if I go back to here, and then I back up to here, I want all this stuff. So I want the vendor name. I'm just going to sit there and build this out myself here. I want the vendor name, followed by the vendor street address, followed by the vendor city, the vendor state, and the vendor zip code. So let's just try putting them in ourselves. Vendor city, vendor state, vendor zip code. All right, so that is, again, we don't use this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 4 more to go. The vendor phone number. Now this is going to wrap on here, and don't worry about it. It won't when we put it in. The vendor fax number. The vendor web page, and the vendor email address. And that should actually be a small m there, but it's no biggie. I think it'll work just fine the way it is. Okay, so I want to bring this in now. Okay, and again, there are a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fields we're putting in there. So here they are. There's the 9 fields. All right, and I will need 9 question marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, I'm not sure if it's done yet or not, if it's correct or not. So let's take a quick look. We've got vendors here. Insert each vendor record. Insert into vendors. All right. Multiple vendors. Vendors, 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 query, vendors, query, vendors, vendors. Vendors, vendors, vendors. This is going to be wrong here. This one. All right, we'll have to fix that right now. And then I think we're done. But I want to check real quick before we do that. First, I want to save what we've done so far. And I want to come in here and I want to do a Control F and I want to check for employees. There's, oh, that's a big one. Okay. This is insert vendor records. So let's check one more time for employee. Okay, so it says we've cleaned all those out. All right. So taking it from the top here. Got name, address, city, state, zip. So name, address, the name here is just going to be 1. Address, which will now be 2. City, state, zip, which will be 3, 4, 5. All right, what else do we have here? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right now out of the 9. We need phone number, fax number, web page, and email address. So phone number, fax number. That'll be 6. Then we need fax. That'll be 7. Then we will need 8 and 9, which again are web page and email address. All right. So this will be 8. And finally, this will be 9. Now, I believe, at least I believe I did this correctly. You've seen plenty of problems that I've had going through this. So is it possible that it's wrong? Of course it is. All right. Now I can go back in and play with this and pretty it up quite a bit. And I'll do that in just a second. But first, let's do a file save all. Let's go back to here. Let's get rid of our database. All right, let's open this up because that's the one we want to run. And we also want to make sure that, okay, there's the insert vendor records. So we've got to, whoops. Yeah. Okay, next. We want to get rid of, we want to uncomment that one. We also have to make sure we're calling it if we're not. So there's insert vendor records right here. Now again, I could have missed something. We're going to find out momentarily. So let's do a save all. Let's go back to here. We're about to run this. Our other stuff, and hopefully I didn't break anything. But let's run it. And let's see if we're getting stuff for vendor or if we're getting an error at the end. Again, there's our categories. There's our customers. There's our employees. Okay, we've got an error in vendors. All right. It says we have no attribute insert vendor records. Did you mean insert employee records? No, we did not. So let's double check that. Insert vendor records. Insert vendor records. That is correct. Now, there's all sorts of things that this can be, just so you know, as far as what the problem is here. There is literally all sorts of things that could be wrong here. All right, we're going to look at it in just a second. I'm going to pretty this up a little bit first. Now, when we get to the ones that have 944 records in there or 3,944 records, whatever the heck those last two are, the orders and the order details, I'm not going to do this. Sorry, I just don't have that in me to do that. Probably could do that in a lot faster way, just sitting there and writing a little script or something, but I'm not going to do it. All right, so let's see. Looks like it might work. All right, so there's the company name. Oh, I screwed that up. There's the address. Let's see if I missed anything here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Looks good. All right, this will have to be, of course, moved over. So those are all of our cities. Looks like Santa Monica is about the biggest, so the rest should pretty much straighten out after this. Okay, so that is everything. All right, I prettied that up. We didn't have to do that. So save all, and I'm trying to figure out what I might have done wrong here. So that's insert vendor records. So let's do a save on that. It is called insert vendor records. And I thought, at least in here, that that's what it was called as well. Now I'm going to go back up to the top, and we've got, okay, that's grayed out, so there's a problem. So we need IVEN. Did we not put I? We didn't put an I in there. Oh, that'd be down here, sorry. Ah, I used IEMP. That should be IVEN. Okay, hopefully that'll clear it up. File, save all. Let's again clean this. All right. Oops, I don't want to do that. All right, let's run it. Okay, it's got null in here. Null is not defined. Yeah, we might have some problems with nulls. We might have to change those. Funny thing is, it said with a null we were going to allow nulls. But let's see if we do this. I'm gonna try to make a change here. So let me clean this. Let me get rid of the database if we created it. We did. All right, let's close this. Try to close that. There we go. Go back to here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace all of these nulls that you see in there with double quote, double quote. All these nulls here mean is there is no email address, there is no web page. All right, so let's do this. We're going to put in single quote, and get rid of the word null. All right, and then do the same thing here. All right, now I'm going to get rid of all these. I'm going to copy these in. Like that. And finally, let's come in here and make sure we don't have null in there at all. No results. So there are no more nulls in here. Now, because I'm a little squirrely about things, all I'm going to do is quickly line these up. Oh, I didn't line up this last one. All right, hopefully now everything's lined up. So file, save all. Let's go back and run this again. Again, if this runs correctly, I should now be showing in here my 8 or whatever it was vendors should come in here last. All right, one last time, a file save, and let's run. Run the right one. problem trying to insert. It says the current statement uses 9 and there are 8 supplied. Now, what that typically means then is that it wants the ID. So did I list the ID in there when we use the insert statement? No. Vendor name. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Zip code is 5. 6, 7, 8, 9. It looks right to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it had said in here, did I clear that already? Okay. This is problem, incorrect number. The current statement using 9 and 8 are supplied. I didn't think there were 8 in there. I thought there were 9 in here. Let's double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 right there. Says the current statement uses 9 and only 8 are supplied. Missed the comma there. Was that it? I have no clue. File, save all. So quickly back up here and see if I missed anything else. Ten. Okay, looks correct to me now. So again, we'll do a save here. We're again going to clear this. All right, we'll run it again. There's customers. There's employees, and there's vendors. There they are with a fetch all. Oh, and it doesn't like something that's in here. Okay. Execute. Argument 1 must be a string, not a list. Okay. So it's telling me in line 38. We don't want to execute vendors. We want to execute vendors query. All right. File, save all. Again, I'm not worried about this. You know, this is how we learn, right? Again, I have to remove the database. Let's run this again. Let's close that. Run this. Now, hopefully now everything will be cool at the end. There's vendors and there's vendors. Again, some of, you know, you can see with all these fields, okay, it, you know, if I made the font smaller or something like that, even though I might be able to play with it, but it's okay the way it is. All right, so that one's done. All right, and I'm 25 minutes in. We can at least do 1 or 2 more here. So the next one that was in here then was products. All right, so I'm going to move this out, put it here, and that is iPro Oops, oh, these are wrong. These are wrong. They go at the end, not here. This is when we're creating the table. I want it when we're executing, so that's down here. So again, this will now be iPro, so I can remove this and use iPro right here. Okay, now we already probably have an insert products. There it is. So this I think is done. So File, Save All. I'm going to close this. We will need to open it later because that's what we have to run. But let's go to the insert products here. All right, again, when I copied these over, I used employees. So this will have to change to product. This will be products. I can get rid of what's in here. Find my products here. Products, there it is. We have a name, a description short, a description long, an image, a price, a quantity, and a category ID. Alrighty. And I played around with some of this auto increment stuff. I think that if I have it in here, I'm just going to get rid of it. I don't have it. This is what I copied from, but I removed the auto increments from there. So I'm just going to remove them from here. It does the auto increment, or it appears to, anyway by itself. So if I don't need something in there, what is the sense in putting it in there? We also don't need this altered table. In fact, let's just comment that out. All right, so again, we're down here to products. And just like we did before, I'm going to kind of do it the same way here. All right. So we've got product name, product description short, product description long. Most of those are nulls in there anyway. So we're going to have to, again, replace all those nulls if we have them with double or single quote. Image, price, quantity, and this is the first time we're bringing in another table here. And that'll be category ID. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, I believe that that's correct. We may end up having some problems with the category ID. We're going to see. All right. Again, there were 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Everywhere in here that we have employee or employees, we want to change it to product. We'll do that in just a second. First, let's go back to here, and I want to open the products. Okay, again, all those nulls will have to be changed, and you can notice in here, this is going to be ugly, but that's okay. So there's null. So let's search and replace. Null is going to be replaced with single quote, single quote. Replace all. Oh, it didn't. I know. For some reason, this is working kind of wonky. Got to do a Control A. Now replace all. There we go. All right. So I can grab all these. These are, again, these are my products. That goes in here, just like before. And I'm not going to worry, there's 40 of these. For right now, at least, I'm not going to pretty this up as I have been doing. Let's move these over. All right. Oh, I guess that was too much. Well, we'll move that one over. That's fine. There. So there's our 40 products. All right. So let's start from the top here. Product records, products, product, in products, this will be product, that will be product, products, product, good. All right, let's change all of these. Okay, those are done. This will become products query. There and there. All right. So the only thing left to do is just as we've been doing before. Okay, so we've got the ID. Then we've got the name. Okay, so then this name again, this will be like this. This will be the short description. And that'll be row 2. Then next we'll have the long description. And that'll be row 3. All right. So far we've got name, product short, product long. We need product image, product price. So this will be product image, or just image, image, and that'll be a 4. This will be price. I'm going to add a $sign there, and that'll be 5. Oops, not 65, 5. And we have left quantity and category ID. So this will be quantity. Oh, that'll be here, I'm sorry, quantity. And it'll be 6. And finally, this one will be category ID. And that'll be 7. Now, again, this one could be problematic. I'm not sure if it might be or not, if we're able to refer to it like that. I'm hoping we can. All right. Well, I got employees here, so that'll be products. Got employees here, so that'll be products. Let's go back up to the top. See if we have anything with employees here. Well, it says there's 1 of 1. So insert each product record. All right, so file, save all. Again, we have 40 products here, and this is pretty ugly the way it is, but I'm going to leave it for now at least the way it is. All right, so I'm going to do a file, save all here, or save. Go back to this one. Do I still have my table here, my database? Yes, I do. Probably could go into this file right, whoop, this file here. Get rid of the vendor one here. I probably could go into this file here and at the beginning just say drop database if exists. I don't know if it'll work or not. So drop. See, it doesn't like that. I'd have to run an SQL command. All right, I'm just going to leave it the way it is. All right, so we have, there's the product, so that's okay. And again, it's iPro. There's the product. Okay, and again, that's iPro insert product records. I think everything is okay. So file, save all. close this and let's run it and see. And again, I pretty often get errors in here. You've seen this as we've been going. This one looks like it's actually pretty good. So let's go look. Again, everything established. Categories, customers, employees, vendors, products. Here they are. Multiple products. These are the products in the products table of the fetch all. And these are the ones that are in there via the for loop. All right. There's one thing I want to change, and that is because I'm just about this where it's up there. Multiple. Yeah, it's okay. So that one's done. Oh, we're making progress here. And if I look at the end here, category ID. I didn't put a space between that, and I'll put that in now, but notice it's working. So that's good too. Let's clear this. Let's again remove the database. All right, we're going to do the next one. Now, the one thing I want to do again was with this product records. Like I said, I didn't put a space when I was printing these out. Notice quantity and category ID. There we go. So file, again, save all. All right, let's close the insert product record. Let's go to the next one. And the next one in here, you notice I've got 3 left. This is product details. And it's iProven. So again, these will have to be commented out, the last 2. So I don't have an insert product details, it looks like. It looks like I didn't make one. I don't have a product details. That's not right. That's product vendors. Product, oh, Jeffrey. Product vendors. There we go. Let's move this over. Let's move each one of these over because, again, I'm squirrely about this. I like stuff to line up. It makes it easier for me when I'm eyeballing it to just see what the heck is going on here. All right, so I'm down to here. Insert product vendor records. There we go. That's why that error was there, because I have an insert product vendor records. Let's go down to here. There's product vendors table. And here will be, and this will have to be iProven. Insert product vendor records. There it is. So we're going to make this product vendors. Get rid of all the stuff that's in here now. All right, let's bring that up. Save that. That's vendors. I can save that. That's the schema. So here's product vendors. So you'll notice there's not much in here. And we're not going to use the product ID. So we're only going to have these 3 fields. This one, hopefully, we can belt out pretty quickly. So we'll have vendor ID, product vendor wholesale price, and product vendor days to deliver. All right, now I'm looking in here, and the primary key are these 2 fields. I'm going to put them both in. I am going to put in the product ID. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 fields. Is not bad. So again, this is product vendors. And there that is. Okay, we'll get that in just a second. All right, I want to change all this first. I'm just going to say PV in product vendors. Insert into product vendors. Again, there were 4 of them, I believe. This will be PV. All right, we'll get rid of this and replace it with our 4 fields that we just copied in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Copy that. Paste that. Okay, let's put in those fields. There's right away. Copy. Okay, it looks like we have to tab that over once. All right, so this is insert product vendor records. There's our product vendors. For PV, put those in 4 times. Product ID, product vendor, product wholesale price, product vendor days to deliver, PV. All right. Okay, so that's fixed up. Again, this is from product vendors. We're going to just call this PV query. All right. So we have 2 IDs here. We have both the product ID and the vendor ID. So this will be product ID. This will be vendor ID. And then we have wholesale price and days to deliver. Since it's a price, I'm again going to put a $sign there. And then we have days to deliver. That does not have a $sign there, and we can get rid of the rest of this. Or try. There we go. All right. Again, let's see if we have any employee in here at all. Okay, so that's product vendor. Insert each product vendor record. And I think that might have been capitalized the way I was doing them before. I don't really remember. So let's check one more time for employee. Okay. Okay, that one's fixed. Those were just comments, so they wouldn't really hurt anything, but okay, according to that, it's not in here anymore. So, File, Save All. Now, this is going to be pretty big again because there's lots of them in here if it works. Let's go back to here. we don't have the database, so that's good. Let's do a file save here, and to be sure, a file save here. Go back to this one, and let's run. Vendors, there's products. Now I should have product vendors. And there they are. Oh, still has a problem here. Okay. There are product vendors in the product for loop. 95, 94, 105, and 122. Tuple index out of range. Oh, 0, 1, 2, 3. Looks like I got a 4 there. All right, let's look at that. Let's get rid of the database. Let's close this. Move this down for now. Come back into here. There were 4. 0, 1, 2. Yep. 3, 4. That's wrong. Product ID, vendor ID. Well, there it is. Wholesale price is 2. And days to deliver is 3. My error. Apologies. Save. Save. Everything has been cleared down here. So let's run this. All right. There it is, the stuff at the bottom. So there it is, prettied up, so to speak. There it is down there. Multiple product vendors inserted. There's the fetch all. And there we go. It isn't perfect. It doesn't look fantastic. But I wanted to be able to produce and show in there all of the data. Let's clear this. All right. So we've got 2 left. We've got orders and we've got order details. And I'm at 49 minutes. This is going to be tight, but I'd like to get this all into the last lecture here. So let's get rid of this. So we'll do orders next. All right, so that was nice. Insert order records. That ord goes here. Okay. Let's do a file save all on this, and let's go find our insert order records. There it is. And again, there are 944 of these, and there are, with the next one, order details, there's like 3,944. So I'm not going to pretty this up at all. All right. So I hope I don't have null in here at all, but we'll find out right now. Let's go back to here. Product vendors, we don't need that anymore. There's order details. We will need that in a minute. Well, first we want orders. All right, so these are all of our order records. This is going to make for a really big file since there's 944 of these or whatever it is. This is going to be a 1,000-line file. 944, I think there were. Copy that. Paste that in. See how this looks. And I think I did not change these. So everything that's in here that is 2021, I would like to make that 2022, and everything that's 2020. Let me say it again. Every record in here that starts, let's just move this one over, with 2022. So let's edit, replace. We're going to replace 2022 dash with dash. Replace that with 2024 dash. And we will replace them all. So you can see those were replaced. Then the 2021, I'm going to replace those with 2023. And now those have been replaced. Okay? I just, it looks a little more authentic, like this year and last year. Didn't have to do that at all. So this is order records. All right, there's the records. So of course this will be orders. Just move this way down here. Insert each order record. Orders. Order. All right, let's go back to the schema. And orders had these. We will not need this primary key. Again, we can put it in. It's not going to hurt anything to put it in. All right. Let's just put let's see if we can put all of them in. So order ID, let's go back to what we've been doing here. And we'll do order ID, order date, order ship date, customer ID, and employee ID. All right, so those are our fields. So there's 5. Shouldn't be too bad to do this. So insert into orders. Those 5 fields. So there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. This will be order, commit, and everywhere we've got employees, we're going to change that to orders. All right. That'll be orders. This will be orders query. That'll be orders. All right, and again, we have order ID, order date. So that'll be ID, so this will be the date. Next, what else do we have? I don't want to do it that way. So that's the order date and the ship date. Okay, order date and ship date. What else do we have? Customer ID and employee ID. Okay. Again, could I miss something? Of course. Oh, yeah, that employee ID does belong there. In there. Okay. So file, save all. Again, I think we removed the database. No, we did not. Let's do a file save here. In our insert orders, we'll do another file save here. Close this. Go back to our run file here and get rid of that and run it. Okay, I already can see I've got an error. This is problem. The current statement uses 5 and there are 4 supplied. Okay, not a problem. All right. Did I miss something? Very well could have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Order ID, order date, ship date. So let's look. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should have kept that message up there. All right, it may not like the ID there. Okay, so we're going to remove that ID, and we're going to do it like this. So the order date will become 0. Ship date will become 1. Customer ID will become 2, and employee ID will become 3. So file save all. Get rid of the database. Save this. Close this. Go back to here. Let's run it again. Still says it. Current statement uses 5 and there are 4 supplied. It says the current statement uses 5. Well, I had 5 in there. Oh, yeah, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Order ID, order date. So I do need that one in here then. So this will have to be the order ID. Oops, I don't know what I'm doing. So order ID, which will have to be row 0. Order date, which is now 1. Ship date, which is now 2. Customer ID, which is now 3. And employee ID, which is now 4. So there are 5. Well, you can look in here and you'll notice product ID. It says the current statement uses 5 and there are 4 supplied. Well, I thought I had that like that before. But I'm going to check right now and see what happens. File, save all. Back to here and run it. All right, order details, categories, customers, employees, vendors, products, problem trying to insert. Unique constraint failed. It says the current statement uses 5 and there are 4 supplied. I wonder if I have to change it like this. I changed it, but if I have to change it kind of the other way. So if you don't understand what I mean, let me just watch for a second if you would. Let's go back to here where we're putting this in, get rid of order ID, which means there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4 in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then remove that order ID from here. which means, again, this becomes 0, this becomes 1, this becomes 2, and the last one becomes 3. All right. Well, if you look here, oh, that's orders. Yeah, that's orders. That's what we're working with. So you can see there's like, well, the order date is not being put in there. This is the number that's being put in, so that is wrong. So these are screwed up right now. Okay. We have the ship date, we've got the customer ID, we've got the, this is just all the same. I mean, I know what the problem is, but I'll take a break for just a minute. And actually, I'm at an hour, and this is where I like to cut it. So I'm going to fix this. Okay, I'm gonna fix whatever the error is, and then come back, and we'll fix this last one up then. Okay, so File, Save All, and let's stop the taping here.